Okay. Hi, I'm Paolo Rollo. I was a student here at the Sapienza University. Sorry, I have a little bit of sore throat, so I will have to drink some water while talking. And I've worked for almost 4 years in the research and development field while studying, for example, the bottom of the ocean and some crazy stuff, but also boring stuff. And now actually I'm the co-founder and CTO of Play Yourself, which is a startup that works in the video gaming industry, the video gaming entertainment industry. And also I'm one of the co-founders and core team members of the urbe.eth community. Let's see if this works. No, it's changing these slides over here. No, it changes the PDF instead of the... Okay, it works. Okay, so as I said, today we'll talk about the video games market and the video games entertainment market and how the Web3 technology can shape those two huge markets. The video game by video games market, we mean the market connected to games and related consoles and platforms, while the video gaming entertainment market are all of those platforms that provide content creators to upload videos or live streams of them playing, basically. So, who has ever played a video game? And by video game, I mean pretty much everything, like also mobile. Okay, perfect. Video games represent one of the biggest industries in the world, and actually is a $220 billion industry. And in the 2030, it will grow to $583 billion with a growth rate of 13% each year, and it's the best market. Basically, it has never fallen down. And there are over 2.7 billion gamers worldwide, and there was a recent study that showed that in 75% of all households in the United States have at least one gamer, and gamers spend each year $70 billion on in-game items, which is a huge number. This is the rise of the gaming revenue, which all started in 1972 with arcade and Pong, and then with Space Invaders and Pac-Man for all the arcade stuff. Then with Nintendo and the NES system, we had Super Mario Bros. And then Nintendo also developed the first handheld system, which was the Game Boy Color. And then with Sony and Xbox, with Halo and other games, we had a huge rise in console. And in the last phase, which is the one that we are living right now, this is something that may seem strange, but actually the biggest part of the video games market is the mobile one. So the iOS and Android one, which is actually more than the sum of both the console and PC market. And this is thanks to Candy Crush Saga, which was a game developed by Riccardo Zacconi, that paved the way to a new way of revenue inside mobile games. In this kind of market, the money flow is unidirectional. What does that mean? That you, as a gamer, pay directly the publishers. You pay their game, or you buy their in-game items, and so on and so forth. You attend at their events. And the only way for you as a player to share in the value of this huge market is to become, for example, a professional player, which is not simple because you need to be able to play that game at a professional level. Who has ever watched a live stream on Twitch or YouTube or whatever? Okay, that's good. The creator economy instead is a smaller market, but actually it's growing each year and will replace television soon, and it's estimated to be worth over $160 billion globally. Twitch alone, which is a platform that I hope that you know, has a 70% user growth each year, and users on Twitch spend $3 billion in donations, which are basically you give money to the streamer and get nothing back. This is some data on Twitch. There are over 58,000 partner streamers. Partner streamers are the ones that allow you, that can make some revenue from the platform, from subscriptions or donations. 200 streamers become partner each month, whatever. This is not really useful. This is some data about the viewers in Twitch, and as you can see, pretty much all the viewers are from North America and Europe. And as expected, of course, since North America is basically US and Canada, it's the biggest part of the total Twitch viewers, and Italy, for example, is a really small part with almost 8 million users. Also, in this kind of market, the money flow is unidirectional. Why? Because you, as a fan of a streamer, you just basically give a subscription or give them a donation and get nothing back. And the only way that you can tap in this other huge market is becoming a streamer or a content creator. Gamers and fans are the protagonists of both of these markets, okay? But yet they cannot tap into this economy. But with Web3, things may change, and let's see why. As of today, for example, regarding the video games market, buying an in-game item is just a cost, okay? Why is just a cost? Because there's no tradability between users in most of the games. There are, of course, games that offer marketplace inside where you can trade. And most of all, there's no portability between different games. For example, if you play on Fortnite and you buy a skin and you just stop playing on Fortnite and go play on another video game, for example, League of Legends, you cannot trade your skin that you just bought on Fortnite with a skin that you want to buy on League of Legends. It was my phone? No. Okay, it's not really clear this meme, but whatever. With Web3, in-game items can actually become investments, but not this kind of investment. This is an NFT that was bought on the Sandbox virtual platform, virtual world, was an NFT bought for $650,000, which is pretty much useless. But with the word investment, I'm not a financial figure, so I don't want to talk about financial stuff. By investment, I mean an investment of time and cost for us players. Investment of time means that I can get rewarded for me playing the game, and an investment of money means that if I put some money on the platform, I can make more money by reselling what I just bought, or maybe just performing some secondary market transaction where I can earn some money. So a new type of video game was born recently, which are called play-to-earn video games. And this kind of video games, in-game items become tradable with anyone safely thanks to blockchain technology, and can be sold with an economy which is not determined by the publisher, but by the users themselves. So, for example, if a particular weapon inside a video game is really strong, but the publishers didn't understand it, actually you can sell it for a higher price than maybe they are selling it for the primary market. But the value of these games as of today, it's only monetary. What does that mean? That companies working on Web3 games right now are missing the core and focus point of gaming, that gamers just want to have fun, okay? But as I said, playing a play-to-earn video game right now feels more like a job rather than a game. Actually, a pretty boring and badly paid job. Why? Because you actually have no real incentives for playing these kind of games. And most of these games have really poorly designed economies. And having a poorly designed economy means that you have a drastic reduction in profit. Why? Because most of these games are connected directly with their tokens, with their NFTs, and if the economy of the game is bad, the value of your NFTs and tokens starts falling down, and you basically are playing for nothing. And most of them have also zero gameplay, no socialization inside, and actually feel like more investment of opportunities. And this is when a new type of video game was born, which is the natural evolution of play to earn, which is called play and earn. And it's actually, it shifts the focus from holding NFTs and tokens to actually the gameplay itself. And earning NFTs, buying NFTs, owning tokens becomes just an added benefit to the video game. And you can think these kind of games as all the games where it's a really fun and interesting game, or an already existing game. For example, as I mentioned before, Fortnite, you can play on Fortnite, you can have fun, and maybe you can earn a skin, or you can buy a skin which is actually an NFT or a token that you can resell or that you can trade with another game. But why game developers are not integrating Web3 technology as of right now into their project? I've actually found three main reasons. The first one, which is the easier one, is they just don't care about Web3 technology, and this is pretty fine because it's not something that you must have inside a video game. And those who would like to integrate Web3 technology inside their games have these two main problems. All games, I refer to all the publishers that developed a game, I don't know, which is 5 years old, 10 years old, and they have a really high technical debt. And we will go into detail of the high technical debt. And also the ones that want to develop new games based on Web3 technology have pretty limited access for Web3 related libraries for gaming frameworks such as Unity or other platforms. So I brought down this pretty simple technical debt taxonomy. And by technical debt, I mean is those four debts that game developers have inside their codes that may be, as I said before, 10 or 5 years old. Sorry. The first debt that video game developers have is the local debt, which is also known as the black hole. The black hole is that part of the code that you use pretty much everywhere, works. But if you go and check those files, you get horrified because it uses stuff from, as I said before, 10 or 5 years ago. The second part, the second type of debt is the what I call the MacGyver debt. I don't know if any of you know the MacGyver show. MacGyver was that guy that used to create some crazy contraption and solving things by using duct tape and a Swiss Army knife. And the MacGyver debt is when inside of your game you have conflicting or unrelated systems that need to interface, and so you create this duct tape, which is an interface for letting them communicate, but they really shouldn't as the way they are. The third type of debt is the more famous one and the easiest, which is the foundational debt, which is the famous, it's just the way it is. It works, it's just the way it is, why should we change it? And the last debt, which is, in my opinion, the most related with the Web3 stuff, it's the data debt. And video games are especially focused on their data and how their data is structured. And if you want to change data inside your video game, want to add new features, for example, handling NFTs or handling wallets and so on and so forth, you need to change pretty much everything. You need to change how everything works, your marketplace, your coin, and so on and so forth. And so this is, in my opinion, one of the most drawbacks why game developers of all games are not integrating Web3 technology, even if they may be interested in it. So, as I said, technical debt is a huge drawback, but for the developers of new games, actually things are changing. Let's see how. For example, Third Web, which is a no-code platform for smart contracts, actually developed a gaming kit that allows developers to integrate Web3 into native, mobile, console, browser, VR, everywhere, basically by having JavaScript, Unity, and so on and so forth SDKs, and allows developers to have boilerplates, easy wallet management, and also funding, for example, by interacting with Coinbase, and also to the part of monetization, which if your game wants, of course, to monetize, you have also that kind of feature. Another platform that was actually mentioned by Francesco before, which is zk-sync Era, which is an Ethereum layer 2 based on zero-knowledge technology, supports account abstraction natively. What is account abstraction? Is a research and development branch that this is a really pretty simple explanation of what is account abstraction, but it's basically it's this branch of research and development that wants to allow smart contracts to execute transactions and basically splitting what is a signer and what is an account. And they are also known as smart wallets. And this is the account abstraction that's protecting me for storing my private key under my cat's litter box. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've written down some cool ideas that are related to the video games entertainment world and the video games world. And the first one may be a research on ZK technology and its implementation in video games. I think that it's pretty cool. The second one is a revision of the current Web3 games state of art and how they can be improved with new technologies. The third one is a research on how to boost the creator economy using decentralized subscription and payments, because as of right now, creators earn their money via centralized platforms such as Twitch. And for example, Twitch just recently, or I don't know if it just changed, but soon will change their money split from 70-30 to 50-50, and so creators will earn less money. So thinking about a new way to boost the creator economy via decentralized platform may be interesting for you. And the last one is a research on account abstraction and how it can shape the Web3's future and user experience and interaction. And thank you.